Welcome, friends and students. Today our topic is psychrometric process. Psychrometric process is useful in various mechanical engineering subjects like refrigeration and air conditioning, engineering thermodynamics, and other mechanical engineering subjects. Let's start. Content. In air conditioning, in many content in psychrometric process: introduction, psychrometric processes, sensible heating process, sensible cooling process, bypass factor of coil, efficiency of coil, humidification process, dehumidification process, method of obtain humidification and dehumidification, sensible heat factor, cooling and dehumidification, heating and humidification. Let's see one by one. First, with introduction. We know that psychrometry is that branch of engineering science which deals with the study of moisture. We know main process is heating and cooling, and other process is humidification and dehumidification. Heating and cooling is temperature controller processes, and humidification and dehumidification is humidity control processes. So, various type of psychrometric process. Psychrometric processes. The various psychrometric processes involved in the air conditioning to vary the psychrometric property of air according to the requirement, like sensible heating, sensible cooling, humidification, dehumidification, cooling and humidification by water injection, heating and humidification by steam injection, adiabatic chemical humidification, and adiabatic mixing of air. Let's start with sensible heating process. Sensible heating process. The heating of air without any change in its specific humidity is known as sensible heating. As shown in figure, here inlet temperature T1, outlet temperature T2, and cooling coil temperature T3, and their value in psychrometric chart. Let air at temperature TD1 passes over a heating coil of temperature which TD3. It may be noted that the temperature of air leaving the coil will be less than TD3. The process of sensible heating on psychrometric chart is shown by horizontal line 1 to 2 from left to right in figure. The point 3 represents the surface temperature of the heating coil. The heat absorbed by the air during sensible heating may be obtained from psychrometric chart by enthalpy difference H2 minus H1. Specific humidity during the sensible heating remain constant. W1 is equal to W2. The dry bulb temperature increase from TD1 to TD2 and relative humidity reduces from Phi1 to Phi2. Heat added is equal to Q is equal to H2 minus H1. CPA T2 T dt D2 minus TD1 plus WCPS T D D2 minus TD1. CPA is equal to specific heat of air. CPS is equal to specific heat of steam. Here CPA plus WCPS is equal to CPM. It is called humid specific heat. Its value is 1.022 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So Q is equal to 1.022 TD2 minus TD1 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. The second process is sensible cooling process. Heating, sensible cooling and sensible heating process are the only difference between dry bulb temperature. The cooling of air without any change in its specific humidity is known as sensible cooling process. Here TD1 is equal to air inlet temperature, air outlet temperature TD2, cooling coil temperature TD3. Let the temperature TD1 air passes over a cooling coil of temperature TD3. It may be noted that the temperature of air leaving the cooling coil TD2 will be more than TD3. The process of sensible cooling on the psychrometric chart is shown by horizontal line 1 2 from right to left. The heat rejected by air during sensible cooling may be obtained from psychrometric chart by enthalpy difference H1 minus H2. Here specific humidity during the sensible cooling remain constant. W1 is equal to W2. The dry bulb temperature reduced from TD1 to TD2 and relative humidity increased from Phi1 to Phi2. The amount of heat rejected during sensible cooling process Q is equal to H1 minus H2 is equal to CPA plus WCPS TD1 minus TD2. The term CPA plus WCPS is called humid specific heat. Its value is taken 1.022 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So simply form of heat rejected Q is equal to 1.022 TD1 minus TD2. TD1 is equal to air inlet temperature, TD2 is equal to air outlet temperature. For air conditioning purpose, the sensible heat per minute is equal to SH is equal to MS CPM delta T. We use extra equation in sensible cooling process. Now the next point is bypass factor. Bypass factor of heating and cooling coil. The temperature of the air coming out of the apparatus TD2 will be less than TD3 in case of coil is heating coil and more than TD3 in case the coil is cooling coil. Let the amount of air that bypass or the bypass factor depend upon the following factor: the number of fins provided in a unit length, the number of row in a coil in the direction of flow, and third, the velocity of flow of air. As shown in figure, derive equation of bypass factor. Let 1 kg of air at inlet temperature TD1 is passed over the coil having temperature TD3. A little consideration will show that when air passes over a coil, X kg bypass is unaffected while remaining 1 minus X kg comes in direct contact with cooling coil. This bypass process of air is measured in terms of bypass factor. Here we use heat balance equation. Balancing enthalpy, we get inlet enthalpy is equal to outlet enthalpy. So we write X CPM TD1 plus 1 minus X CPM TD3 is equal to 1 into CPM TD2. Here CPM is equal to specific humid heat. Solve this equation. X is equal to TD3 minus TD2 divided TD3 minus TD1, where X is called bypass factor of coil, is generally written as BPF. BPF, bypass factor for heating coil, BPF is equal to TD3 minus TD2 divided TD3 minus TD1. Similarly, bypass factor of cooling coil, BPF is equal to TD2 minus TD3 divided TD1 minus TD3. The other method is also useful. Bypass factor, let's see, its name is logarithm mean temperature difference method. In this method, we use logarithm mean temperature difference equation. Tm is equal to TD2 minus TD1 divided log TD3 minus TD1 divided by TD3 minus TD2, and bypass factor is equal to TD3 minus TD2 divided by TD3 minus TD1. Now solve this equation. Tm is equal to TD2 minus TD1 divided by log 1 upon PPF. We also say Q is equal to UA delta T. Here Qs is equal to U AC and Tm. U is equal to overall heat transfer coefficient, AC is equal to surface area of coil, and Tm is equal to logarithm mean temperature. We have already discussed that the heat added during sensible heating process Qs is equal to Ma CPM TD2 minus TD1. Ma is equal to mass of air passing the coil, and CPM is equal to humid specific heat. Solve these two equations. BPF is equal to e raised to minus UA divided Ma into CPM. Therefore, bypass factor is equal to e raised to minus UAC divided 1.022 Ma. Let's see, other point is efficiency of heating and cooling coil. The term 1 minus BPF is known as efficiency of coil or contact factor. Efficiency of heating coil NH is equal to 1 minus BPF is equal to TD2 minus TD1 divided TD3 minus TD1. Similarly, efficiency of cooling coil NC is equal to TD1 minus TD2 divided TD1 minus TD3. Let's see next process, humidification and dehumidification. First of all, we see humidification. The addition of moisture to the air without change in its tribal temperature is known as humidification process. Similarly, removal of moisture from the air without change in its tribal temperature is known as dehumidification temperature. The heat added during humidification process and heat removed during dehumidification process is shown on psychrometric chart. It may not in humidification process the relative humidity increase from phi1 to phi2 and specific humidity also increase from W1 to W2. Similarly, in dehumidification process, the relative humidity decreases from phi1 to phi2 and specific humidity also decreases from W1 to W2. In humidification, change in enthalpy S2 minus H1 on psychrometric chart. We also say LH means latent heat because here dry bulb temperature is constant. LH is equal to S2 minus H1 is equal to HFG W2 minus W1, where HFG is the latent heat of vaporization at dry bulb temperature TDT. Method of obtain humidification and dehumidification. We know humidification is add to the moisture process and dehumidification is removal of moisture of air process. There are two methods in humidification and dehumidification. First is direct method and second is indirect method. In direct method, the water is spread in a highly atomized state into the room to be air conditioned. But this method of obtain humidification is not very effective. So generally we use indirect method. In indirect method, the water is introduced into the air in the air conditioning plant with the help of an air washer. This air conditioning air is then supplied to the room to be air conditioner. The air washer humidification may be accomplished the three ways: by using recirculated spread water without prior heating of air, by pre-cooling अथवा preheating the air and then washing if the recirculated water, and by using heated spray water. The dehumidification process with the help of air washer or by using chemical. So in figure. Let's see sensible heat factor. As a matter of fact, the heat added during a psychrometric process may be split up into sensible heat and latent heat. The ratio of sensible heat to the total heat is known as sensible heat factor or sensible heat ratio. Mathematically, we write SHF sensible heat factor is equal to sensible heat divided total heat is equal to SH sensible heat and total is equal to summation of sensible heat and latent heat. Here SH is equal to sensible heat and LH is equal to latent heat. Let's see another process, cooling and dehumidification. First we discuss cooling and heating process. After we discuss humidification and dehumidification process. Now discuss cooling and dehumidification process. This process is generally used in summer air conditioning to cool and dehumidify the air. The air is passes over a cooling coil or through a cold water spray. In this process, the dry bulb temperature as well as the specific humidity of air decreases. The final relative humidity of air is generally higher than that the entering air. The dehumidification of air is only possible when the effective surface temperature of cooling coil TD4 is less than the dew point temperature of enter the coil. The effective surface temperature of coil is known as apertus dew point. The cooling and dehumidification process is shown in figure. Here TD1 is equal to dry bulb temperature of air entering the coil. TDP L is equal to dew point temperature of entering cooling coil TD3 and TD4 is equal to effective surface temperature or EDP of the coil. Now the second process is mixing of heating and humidification process. It is known as heating and humidification process. This process is used in where temperature range of -5 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius. This process is generally used in winter air conditioning to warm and humidify the air. It is the reverse process of cooling and dehumidification process, where when air is passed through a humidifier having spray water temperature higher than dry bulb temperature of the entering air, the unsaturated air will reach the condition of saturation and the air becomes hot. The heat of vaporization of water is absorbed from the spray water itself and it gets cooled. In this way, the air becomes heated and humidified. The process of heating and humidification is shown by line 1 2 on psychrometric chart. The air enter at condition 1 and leave at condition 2. In this process, the dry bulb temperature as well specific humidity of air increases. The final relative humidity of the air can be lower or higher than that of entering air. Thank you for watching this video.